I included one of our viewers' questions about why do we even look at national polls at this point? It only comes down to a few states. Anybody?
Well, look, the Electoral College, where Hillary Clinton and the Democrats have a clear advantage, is where the election's decided. Pat is correct. There are about 10 or 11 states now that make up the core, particularly in the Midwest and the far West. And they are very close, couple of points either way, but Hillary's ahead in all. But Trump's within the margin of error.
Look, we get too hung up on the horse race, Trump versus Hillary. Well, we haven't even mentioned, we're 20 minutes into the show, one of the key polling numbers, and it never is talked about anymore, right track, wrong track. Do you believe, American voter, the country is on the right track or the wrong track? And about 70-some-odd% say it's on the wrong track. The job of Donald Trump, that's why I keep going back to this, is to tweak himself a little bit to harness that 70%. He hasn't quite got it because his personality is turning off some of those people. They're hesitant about him. And he can fix that. He's got time, but he's got to get
I want to get to this tweet from Ma Puff. And I don't think that's that person's real name, but Harris, I'd vote for someone who represents the middle of both parties. Why doesn't that candidate exist?
Because the system is rigged against it. We have two corrupt parties that have made it almost impossible for the difficulty of independence to run or be recognized. A media that pretends that the largest political subgroup in America, party in America, which is independence, doesn't exist. It's only Democrats and Republicans. It is the Washington Beltway, and this is based on, we're supposed to in politics have a thesis, an antithesis, and a synthesis. We have none of that. All we have is attacks on each other. One thesis, one antithesis, whichever way you want to cut it. The American people are looking for something bigger. But most of all, they are against the corruption of what they see. And that's the word they use. The corruption in the system.
Why hasn't Trump been able to
But he has, every time he's touching, his numbers go up. That's what saved him after Wisconsin. He went off of the rules.
All right, so I want to ask this because a lot of people, when they look at a week for Trump, that critics will say, oh, that was a tough week for Trump. He just came off of one that the critics are saying that. Now, if we take out the outlier, okay, that Washington Post poll that shows 12-digit lead for Hillary, if we take that out and we just look at kind of in the middle, it dials back to about 4 or 5 points between them. How can you have a week like that with a woman who's spending $43 million in negative ads and still there only be 4 or 5%? Obviously, Donald Trump has tapped into something.
Of course he is.
And Bernie Sanders isn't leading because he thinks he's tapped into it.
We haven't gotten to that yet. The Hillary problem is uniting her party. Trump has united the Republicans, basically.
But what is it that's resonating? Because you talk about he's got to change. Bernie's not changing and he's not leaving. They both are at the other end of the trough.
Bernie is, I said, supping out of the same trough from opposite ends.
But from opposite ends, I just quoted you on that.
The TPP, the whole thing. The Democratic Party just endorsed in their platform the trade bill. Everyone
that he
knows
ran against.
That he ran against. Everyone knows
Hillary's against him.
Again,
if you believe that,
they can fulminate all they want. Hillary got Bernie Sanders' vote. She's got Elizabeth Warren with her. The party is coalescing. She's got far more staff, far more infrastructure, far more organization.
You know what your problem, Doug, you know what your problem is? I hate to be rude to my friend, but you're living in the past. This election is not a traditional election. Money, how many staffers you have in Ohio, is that a big deal? He had nothing in the primaries.
Well,
nothing. And you sat here a year ago, you said Jeb Bush is going to be the nominee.
Because he had the money.
And you know what? He's with Hillary Clinton, too.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So what?
Okay, maybe that's why he couldn't make it out of the primary if he's with Hillary Clinton. I mean, that's okay.
Card.
I'm just asking.
Establishment.
We'll keep talking. I promise to keep talking with the camera on right after this.